You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Ladies, if you want a channel in which only the women come together and congregate, please subscribe to my second channel for ladies only, known as Mocha's Ladies Lounge. Also, if this is your first time here, please make sure that you subscribe and join the family. So, y'all, here comes another one of those deadbeat birds situations in which you have women out here with multiple children from multiple men who have the audacity, have standards as to what type of man they want for their children. Now, this is not to say because you are a mother of multiple children that you should settle, that you should just pick up any man off the street, because let's face it, you got a lot of pookie pedophiles out here and things of that nature. So yes, you do have to be particular when it comes to you know, encountering a man and giving him the privilege of being a part of your child's life, you know, your children's life for that matter. But this sister here is on a whole different level. And it's unfortunate that it's a lot of women who think like her, and they absolutely have no shame. So much to the point to where they actually go in on these virtual dating shows, and knowing they're going to get put on the spot, knowing that they're going to most likely be asked questions that they're not going to be too fond of answering. But yet, I guess when desperation sets in and you are at a point in which by any means necessary, you're willing to um go online and embarrass yourself and give yourself a viral moment, might I will, just based off of the fact that you couldn't come straight forward. That's how many baby daddies you got. So, and you have a lot of these women who act like they're not ashamed of having multiple children for multiple men, but when it gets down to asking them the question, they don't want to be transparent. They don't want to be honest and admit how many men, how many number of men they have children from. Because truth be told, it's one thing when you don't see anything wrong with it, but the fact that you have to come clear online and it starts to really make sense to you, like, you know what, this doesn't sound good that I'm even admitting to having these many children. And you get a little taken back by it. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and play that beautiful beam footage, right? For y'all to see this mother of seven become too embarrassed to admit the number of baby daddies she has during her interview with Kendra. Shout out to Kendra, by the way. So let me share this with y'all so y'all can see for yourselves.
When you moved, stay in the good light. I need the light. Go back to the light. When you moved, stay in the good light. I need the light. Go back to the light. Go back to the light, baby. All new and improved Kendra G Singles dating app is available now on iPhones and Android phones. There we go. This the best light you have, though? That light behind you. Turn around and face the light behind you. Why does it be so hard? There's a light behind you. Face that light. No, that light is drowning.
Or the light outside.
Okay, there we go. This is better. All right. Amina's your name, honey?
Yeah, I'm in the Carmichael,
Okay, Amina, where you calling me from, babe?
Chicago,
Chicago. How old are you?
33.
33. What you do for a living?
I'm a hospitality. I work at a hospital. I do hospitality.
You're a hospitality what, honey?
I work at the hospital. I'm a hospital. I do hospitality.
You do hospitality. Okay. You have any children?
Yes, I have 7.
You really have 7 kids?
Yeah.
You gave birth to 7 kids?
Yes.
You're 33 years old?
Yes.
By how many men?
1.
Why are you not with that man? Are you with him? You're married?
No, I'm engaged to a different person.
Okay. You have 7 kids by somebody else and you're engaged. So why are you calling me?
Um, because my engagement is going left instead of right.
What?
It's going left instead of right.
So you're okay, hold on. Let me make sure I'm understanding. You have 7 kids by one man. What are your kids' ages?
14 to 1.
Give me all the ages, honey.
14, 12, 11, 8, 7, 5, and 1.
And all these kids are by the same man.
You can say that.
No, I want to know the Amina, honey. I don't got time to play these grown ass games with you. Okay. So you have 7 kids. Are they all by the same man or not?
Some of them are.
How many men do you have kids by?
5.
So how did you tell me all your kids were by one man? Shout out to the members only group who eases my anxiety because I don't have to go through this in the members only group. If you haven't joined the members only group, the link is in the bio section of Instagram and I'll post it on Facebook for you. Well, Amina, you went away. And this is what I will say to you. You have 7 kids by 5 men. Who's ever the guy that wants to marry you, marry him. Marry him. Don't let him out your sight. Work it out. Girl, you hit the jackpot. I don't know anything about this man. As long as he don't hit you. So I wouldn't say this. If he's abusive, don't do it. But if he can inhale and exhale, I don't even care if he can't walk. If he's in a wheelchair, you marry that man, girl. You marry him. Don't play no games with that man that gave you that ring. Don't play not one game. Matter of fact, trap him in the house. Trap him in the house. Don't let him leave. Just in case he leave and don't come back, get him a job. Get him a work at home job. Matter of fact, Amina, hear me clear. I don't know what he do for a living, but get him a job where he got to stay in the house and do. Because if he leave the house, he might not come back. So don't you lose that man, girl. Don't you lose that man. All new and improved.
All right, y'all. As y'all can see, that was very painful to watch. Um, okay. This woman admitted to being a mother of 7. And as I was listening, their ages was very close. I think she said the oldest was 14, then she had one 12, she had one 11, then she had one 5, 6, and I think the last one is like 1 or something like that. Nevertheless, 7 kids from 5 different men. Yet there is a simp out there who is willing to take on a full-time job of 7. And believe it or not, you have some men that will try to wife or build a family with women that already come with a full package deal. And it's unfortunate that you have some men that lack discretion and discernment, and they're not realizing when you sign up to become a stepfather to a woman that has multiple children, it becomes a liability because there's no guarantees that everything you invest in those children, you are going to get back. And I would say the same thing about women that are dealing with men who have multiple children for multiple women. And if you call yourself, wanting to sign up to become a stepmom of all of these children he has from previous relationships, I guarantee you it is something you'll sooner than later regret because that baby mama drama is definitely going to put a burden on your relationship. These something about these baby mamas, they think once they have children from these men that they own them. But that's another point for another day, right? Getting into the issue at hand. During the interview, Kendra had to ask this woman, what she did for a living, which is hospitality, which is cool. Nothing is wrong with that. But when she asks her about children, and this woman implies that she has 7 children. At first, she said they all came from one man. Why? And the truth is very simple. Because even she knows that once she says she has 7 children, people are going to automatically look at her with a side eye. Like, bitch, are you serious? So that's why she was shamed. Because my thing was, if you wasn't shamed, you would have said it right off the muscle. You would have said 7 kids from one man. I mean, from 5 men, right? You would have just put your truth out there. But the fact that you had to lie, it already shows that even you don't have no goddamn business in search of a man. If there's a man that's willing to marry you and all 7 of your children, and your explanation was everything is going left, so you feel like it's not turning out right. One would think a woman, a mother of 7, a single mother of 7, that you should have the strength of endurance, being that you already have to feed, clothe, and take care of 7 children from 5 baby daddies. If you got 5 baby daddies, it's probably only 2 out of 3 that's paying child support. Let's face it. The more baby daddies you have, the less chances of you really getting the support you need. Because not all men father children the same, and all men are not responsible the same. All men don't value having children. All men do not value the privilege of being a father. While there's many that do, you have some that don't. So my thing is the fact that you was able to even find a pookie that is willing to be with you, knowing you have 7 children. And it could be a couple of elements to that, right? You have some guys out here, you have some of these pookies, they're in a struggle, right? And they are intentionally looking for women that they know are kind of down on their luck. Because let's face it, you got some dudes, they don't have a problem with moving in with a woman who has multiple children for several reasons, right? And I'll kind of break down some of those elements. You have these, poverty pookies, right? Guys who are obviously in a struggle, because I don't think a man that is financially doing well off, a man that's of substance and value, is going to take on this type of load. I think he would have more discretion than that. So most of the time, women that's in her situation, they attract poverty pookies, meaning men that are already in a struggle, men that don't have a place of their own, or are living with their mothers. Women that, men who have no shame on living off of women, because they know when a woman has multiple children, she's getting governmental assistance, she's getting some type of child support, or she's living in housing. So in his mind, he feels like it's an easy ride for him. You have men who intentionally only opt out for single mothers. If not just for being able to take advantage of a woman financially, you have some of these poverty pookies that have pedophile tendencies. They actually want to get close to women who have a household full of children, especially if that woman has daughters. You have a lot of these pedophile pookies that are up in their age, and they love preying on little girls. And what better way to prey on little girls than to get close to the mamas? Yes, I said it. You have poverty pookies, these sympathizing simps that will intentionally target single mothers and put up this performance of acting like, you know, they really have the abilities of becoming a father figure. Like they're willing to take on that position in a woman's life as a full-time dad, because there's no way you're going to be with a woman now who has 7 children and you don't be a full-time dad. even if you work. That means even when you come off from work, gentlemen, she's going to have a house full of children. It's guaranteed it's going to be kids there. When you have 7 children, the odds of having a house to yourself, that's slim to none. And ironically, she doesn't want the man that's willing to be engaged to her, right? And I guarantee you, it's probably a man who she knows is a poverty pookie. Yes, he got her this ring, but she really don't want him because she knows that he really doesn't have all of what she would like him to have for her and her 7 children. You got some poverty pookies that are here that are smart enough to know how to give a woman just enough to make her see his potential. And he could be a poverty pookie who works part-time at a meat packet shop in the hood and does a little construction on the side. So he's probably one of those guys that got a little something going, but not a lot. In her mind, she thinks she should higher her standards. And again, I'm not saying get a man who don't want to work, who don't want a job. I'm not saying pick up a pedophile pookie. But what I am saying is, what do you think you have to offer to a man for you to be so goddamn choosy? You're up here acting selective about a man who's willing to marry you with your 7 children, which will in turn become his 7 bills, his 7 responsibilities. And yet you don't want him. As hard as it is out here to even find men that are willing to accept a woman with 1, let alone 7. Any man that has any real value or any real morals or self-worth about himself is not going to link up with a woman who has multiple children. I don't know, unless you a high value man, you doctor, attorney, executive. But the truth is, men on that status, they rarely pick up women. They rarely go dumpster diving. And let me kind of explain what I mean by dumpster diving. Okay, for instance, when people throw out something, if you ever lived in the apartment complex and there's that big community dumpster, people throw out and discard items in which they no longer have a purpose for, items that don't work, items that can't be used, items that's been used so much to where they don't operate the same. They throw it in the trash. Every once in a while, you'll have someone who's really struggling, who's in a deep state of poverty, like a homeless guy, something like that. Not knocking homeless people, but what I'm saying is a person who is such in dire need of fulfillment that they are willing to jump in a dumpster and dig and search through whatever they could find. And if they find something half feasible, they will take it out the trash, collect it, and try to work with it. You have some dudes out here that don't have any standards when it comes to women. They don't have any discernment when it comes to women. Listen, just because a woman cooks for you, knows how to make you feel like a champ in the bedroom, a lot of things some of these women know how to do to make a man to stroke his ego, to make him feel like he's very important, when it's really just a setup to get you comfortable, in which she could slip one on you. You know what I mean? She could slip a trap baby on you. You know, she could slip you into a position in which you put most of your money into her household. I mean, these women are very scandalous these days, right? And they are realizing that they don't have a lot of options. They don't have a lot of time. So they're trying to find a simp certified sucker that's going to help make their life easier. They're looking for a cleanup man, looking for a man that's going to come along and help her correct all the 7, 8 mistakes that she made. And I don't mean children are mistakes, but what I'm saying is, truth be told, a lot of women will not admit it because they feel bad and calling their children a mistake. But let's be honest, it's a lot of women out here who don't have children and wish they would have waited. Love their children dearly, but after seeing the consequence based off the choice of the father of that child that they chose, If they can go back and change it, they would. This is a mother of 7, and you're out here on a hunt looking for a dude to be a step-up stepdad. Because the one you want don't have anything. But this is the thing. But women have to realize the more baggage you put in your life, that's the more you have to lower your standards. Every once in a while, every woman don't get a Sierra and Russell story. I mean, I know a lot of women admire Sierra as the great black hype queen or whatever. And she is one of many that can uh choose a wrong baby daddy, and somehow, some way, a man embraces her, and not only embraces her child, but gives her 3 4 more children to add on to that and build a family. But then Sierra only had one child. It didn't take her 6 7 futures to figure out, damn, I need a Russell. I need a man that's going to settle down with me and want to build a family. I mean, one, maybe two, but even nowadays, it's a lot of red pill rhetoric that's being promoted in the YouTube streets, and they are already teaching these young guys to not wife up women or even get involved with women who have children. And as women, you need to be aware of that. That a lot of men are already being discouraged to stay away from single mothers because they see you as a liability, as a package deal, and they see it as a 4 for 4. You and your kids are combo. Okay, and ain't too many dudes checking for that. Now you do have some. Before some of these bitter sisters come in my chat, well, I got 8 and I still got me a husband. Well, I got 5 different baby daddies and still got me a husband. Okay, well, you're one of the few to luck up and find a simp certified sponsor that don't mind taking on the responsibilities full time. The only bad part about men who get themselves in these type of situations is when things don't work out. Very rarely are you going to get back all of what you put into her children. And you have some of these state laws are jacked up. You take care of a woman and her children, and you live under the same roof for her. Child support can enforce that. A lot of these laws are real whack, and they're not made fairly for men to not have to be forced to take care of somebody else's baggage. But the state does not want to keep supporting single mothers with stamps and housing and all of that, and they get nothing in return. So the state is always looking to pin children on a man, even if he's not biologically the father, because they make that man responsible by him paying monthly child supports. The state do not have the best interests of single mothers and their children. But a lot of these single mothers get desperate and realize they can't manipulate a man into doing what they want them to do. So that's when they go into the system and get the system to enforce it. Now, I will say you do have some deadbeat ass dudes out here who just don't do anything, and the state deals with them too. But that's another story. I'm focused on the fact this woman has 7 kids, and she has a man who wants to marry her, and she don't want them. These are the types, y'all. These are the types who are picky, who all of a sudden has standards. Where was your standards 7 kids ago? And you have women with this type of mindset. It's this dumpster diving mindset of I am a prize. I should be able to get any man I want or specific man that I want. Not because I'm deserving of it, but I want to meet a man that's going to make my life easier. I guarantee you this poverty pookie who wants to marry her, he don't have nothing. Because if he was a millionaire, let have been one of them rappers, she would have jumped all on it. Matter of fact, she would have even had a trap baby from him. That's how these types do. You up here looking like a hot mess express. Look like you one cheeseburger away from a life decision. And you have the audacity to sit up here and say that you don't want to marry a man who wants to take you and his 7 children under his wing, and then you couldn't even be honest about how many baby daddies you got because you're embarrassed. And that's why you logged out of that call. Once Kendra started pressing her and asking her about them kids, about the fathers, she hung up. It wasn't no call drop. It wasn't no mistake because she would have called back. She realized how pathetic she sounded and how stupid she looked. But damage has already been done because your face done went viral. Kendra interviews these type of women daily with this type of mindset. It's very embarrassing because you have a lot of brothers out here who think a lot of black women think like this. And it gives a poor representation as to how we really think, how we really reason with life and decisions. It gives us a bad rap, but this sister here, she don't speak for all of us. Got women out here who are being selective with their womb. They're just not getting impregnated by guys for child support, for welfare, direct deposit. You got women out here who really want something fulfilling, who really want to build a family instead of just having children. But nevertheless, y'all, she does not want the man who wants her. She wants Mr. Imaginary, a man that does not exist. Because not too many of them that's going to take on the 7 kids. If he does, like Kendra said, I agree. She better hold on to him like an STD and make sure he don't go nowhere. Because let me tell you something, and there's no guarantees. You got men that think it's cute and funny in games to play stepdaddy, but when they realize what actually comes with it, the fact that you're raising other children who can sit there and tell you, "You're not my real dad, you can't tell me what to do," he may get a different outlook on life. But I don't know, y'all. Y'all give me your opinion. Let me know. This your girl, you giving the knowledge, Lady Mocha, represent Mocha's Cafe de Paris. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Please commentate. Let me know what y'all think about the situation. Until next time, I'll be talking to y'all soon. Bye.